Hey everybody, Craig Wessels here from my Yank on the Footy, and I needed to get out of the house and take a walk after that debacle at the GABA. Before I get into that, I have to wonder: is the demise of Michael Voss inevitable now? And I don't know the answer to that question. Again, I'm not tuned into everything that goes on. I know a few folks that are thinking that that's not such a bad idea, but I know he's starting to catch some hate from Carlton supporters, and is it deserved? I mean, because this is a side that has all the talent in the world and has gone out and I don't know what they're costing right now in Australia, but eggs are extraordinarily expensive here in the United States due to an outbreak or an alleged outbreak of avian bird flu. So there was a culling of millions of egg-laying chickens around the country. So eggs went up to, in some places, $6-7 a dozen US. And but Carlton's managed to lay 3 eggs in a row to start the season. And while I kind of want to laugh at that, and those of you who've been following the podcast for a long time know that I have just a slight grudge against Carlton related to Michael Voss, because I was supposed to have been on one of the radio shows in Melbourne right before the 2021 Grand Final, and the Blues could not wait until the Monday after the Grand Final to hire him. So they hired him on that Thursday, and I got bumped from being on that radio show, which would have been great advertising. So I don't mind seeing Carlton struggle simply because of that. Is it petty? Sure. Yeah. But you know what? I'm allowed to be a little petty, I guess, as far as that goes. But they've laid 3 eggs. And I don't know if that even compares to the fact that, quite frankly, the Cats absolutely shit the bed today. Okay? They were awful. I posted on social media, did somebody go down to the change rooms with about 5 minutes left in the third quarter and check to see if they had actually left the change rooms? There were people out there in their uniforms with the correct numbers, but it certainly didn't seem like they were out there. It seemed like the Lions were playing against the practice dummies, the stuffed things, like when you're practicing marks that the player will wear on the coach will wear on their back, that sort of thing. It did not seem like the Cats were putting up much resistance in this contest today in the second half. And I got to tell you, folks, they need to figure it out. I mean, I understand the idea of trying to, take a little wear and tear off of Paddy Dangerfield by having him play up forward a little bit more. I get that. But he's not exactly the most reliable goal kicker. And I really wonder, is the fact that he's up there, is that retarding the performance of Jeremy Cameron? Is it limiting the ability for Tyson Stengel and Brad Close to actually be as effective as they typically are up in the forward structure? And again, I'm not an expert on the strategy and that sort of thing. I probably know more than most Americans, but I'm never going to be so bold as to say I know everything here. So I'm really asking that question. Is he hindering the club at this point in time by being up there in the forward structure as often as he is? And, Jeremy Cameron was pretty much non-existent today. Yeah, he kicked a goal, but, I have to tip my cap to Brisbane for battling back. Okay, they're supposed to be the opening round game. This was the one where they were going to be celebrating the unfurling of their premiership flag, and I think they did it again, actually. So, good on them. I want to see the Cats win, of course, as a Cats supporter. But Brisbane is I think a really solid club. To me, they play the game the right way. So as much as I'm frustrated about the Cats' performance today, Brisbane wanted it more. And I have to temper my frustration, and I think any Cats supporter has to temper their frustration about this, because in the end, they generally find themselves at the pointy end of the finals. I mean, how many prelims have they been in the last 14 years? What is it, 11 or 12, something like that? So while I'm cautiously concerned about the performance that we saw today, I have to remind myself that the guy that's coaching this club knows significantly more about this club than any of us do, and have to trust that he has a plan for what's going on here. And is it going to get turned on soon? One would hope, because it's going to be just our luck that over the next 4 or 5 days the Demons are going to figure out how to play football again and come out and have a banger performance down in Cardinia Park. And then they head off to play Adelaide, and that is going to be no easy feat right there as well. I mean, they've got some tough games coming up here. This is a club that could find themselves buried on the ladder very quickly, and I'm worried about it, but I still have faith in the club. But I think that, not to make excuses, I think Tom Stewart being out of the lineup is a huge loss for the club against anybody, okay? And it causes them to have to retool everything that they do. And it's just it's a frustrating thing to watch the club perform as well in the first half as they did, and absolutely turn into Casper the Ghost and disappear in the second half. And I'm just frustrated by it, and we'll see what happens going forward. Maybe some home cooking will be beneficial, but they can't have another performance like that, or it's going to be a long season. If they continue that, they're going to be down there with Fremantle here very soon. They're going to be down there with the Demons here pretty soon. And they're going to watch clubs sprinting past them. And speaking of the Demons, I do have to tip my cap to the Gold Coast Suns. Phenomenal win last night at the MCG. As I think I saw them post on X, that's 2 wins on the road this year for the Suns. So now if they just simply defend their home turf, maybe, just maybe, that club's playing finals this year. And I think that's good for the AFL. Okay, I've said that all along. I think that the AFL needs a bit of a return on their investment in that club. So good on you, Gold Coast, great win. And we'll see what happens going forward. I'm really looking forward to the Adelaide North Melbourne game this evening, because who knows? Maybe that's a 2027 grand final preview. Maybe. You never know. We shall see. Cheers, everybody. It's Craig Wessels from Yank on the Footy. Head over to my website and get subscribed. Bye-bye.